Hello, 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 you guys.
Hey
Welcome to another
y'all.
episode of Bravo Wild Black. And
What?
boy, oh boy, do we have some things to talk about today, honey. Like with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to Vanderpump Rules to Summer House. But we want to just start off by saying happy Black History Month. So
Yes.
make sure you are celebrating and supporting all the Black podcasts out there.
Yes.
Um,
And
shout
Black
out to them
creators.
and the Black content creators and all of that. And also according to Kanye, it's also Black Future Month. So happy Black Future Month. I don't know what it means. I've been waiting for instructions. There have been
I
none,
like
but
that.
I trust him.
I like that. I think it's he's trying to focus on our future more so than the
Yeah.
trauma from our history.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like we need both,
Yeah.
we need a balance of both just so we understand how we got here and where we're going. So, yeah. Happy Black History Month and happy Black Future Month. So, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, they are taping and they are showing their ass, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Like, okay, I definitely will say that I kind of am over the whole spoiler thing. Like, I don't want to know the whole season before the season airs.
And they have a habit of doing that because everybody's like, I heard that on their trip. I heard that with Cat, like, be quiet, hush.
Because even with Atlanta, we're hearing different things like, oh, these people have a blowout.
I don't
like they
know.
argue, but we
know.
don't even know like what it's about,
mm-hmm.
who versus who, things like that. We kind of put together the clues on social media. Like it's not spoiled. But Beverly Hills, I'm hearing very like detailed like responses and stuff like that. So let's just get into it. Oh. Beverly Hills took a trip. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills took a trip to Aspen because everyone is going to Aspen. Everyone who's rich goes to Aspen. I don't go to Aspen because I'm not rich. And even if I was, I don't know how to ski. So my Black house would not be there. I would be in the Bahamas or something. But they were in Aspen. They allegedly, what the word is that Lisa is no longer up Erica's butthole, honey. Ooh. Lisa has all of a sudden they flipped the switch on it. Because, and I'm gonna give you my theory after this why I think Lisa may be on the other side.
Yeah, I give you another theory too.
So okay, they were on a trip. Apparently Lisa said out loud, like it was kind of like not really an intervention, like she needs to go to rehab, but just calling her out for mixing antidepressants and alcohol. Because, Erica was very much up and down last season, and it wasn't just the Henny talking or whatever she drinks. I'm going to say Henny because, Eric likes to act like you down. It wasn't just the Henny talking. It was, she was on antidepressants. So Lisa weirdly allegedly called her out for using antidepressants and drinking on them. And then Erica and Dorit, and Diane, which is like one of the new members, Diana, or was it Diana or Diane?
I want to say Diana.
Either way, okay, the new lady, they're on one side. Lisa is by herself, and then the other ladies are like on the other side. That's what I'm hearing. According to Queens of Bravo, Reality Blurb, shout out to those websites and Instagram blogs. And, Erica got so mad that she went back to where they were staying to pack her bags. The word was that she left, but they didn't leave. They went to stay somewhere else. So I guess they didn't want to stay in the same house as those people. And I'm just kind of surprised because Lisa was very much Erica to the point where it was crazy. Like, did she watch The Housewife and the Hustler and change her mind? Or is it because there's a lot going on with Erica's family that she's like, oh, I need to deflect. And I got my ass handed to me last season. So in order to get the heat off of me,
Right.
my issues with my daughters, or like Teresa says, her daughters, she needs to get on, at least a neutral team, if not the winning team. The winning team to me is Garcelle, Sutton, Sheree, Zampino, which is Will Smith's ex-wife, and Crystal. What was also being said is that Erica has been triggered by the word victims. I don't know why she would be triggered by that word, because they are victims of a crime. Did she commit the crime? No.
Right.
But did her husband commit the crime?
Absolutely.
And did she benefit from it? Absolutely. So this trip is an absolute shit show. And I think everyone was there, but Kathy Hilton, I guess, was fighting for her life.
Kathy said she called her husband and she was like, it's time to go. She wants to leave Aspen right away. So I guess that blowout like really scared the shit out of Kathy, because she is not here for it.
She was on it. She went on his Instagram and literally was like, call me right now. I need to get out of here.
But this is another thing. I kind of wish that she would have like texted him, because it's like, stop spoiling the fucking show.
But do you understand that that's something that older women do? Like, they go on social media and be like, hey, your Uncle Lenny died, call me. And it's like, wait, hold on. Why are we on Facebook? Why are we on Facebook talking about how Uncle Lenny died?
And they will literally go in the messenger that I don't even go in, and they're like, hey.
And then they write in all caps, which Kathy Hilton did in all caps, like basically screaming,
get me the
hey,
fuck out.
Me out of here. Help. She was very much like Keith Stanfield.
But I get it, because it's too much.
Especially for Kathy.
Like, I just want to eat caviar pie and like,
do you think
have a sound
that
bath?
Kathy Hilton wants to be with these bitches, these broke bitches arguing all day? I'm sorry, but compared to,
it's like not at the sound bath. Like, you're gonna fucking stop right now.
She just came from the high of Paris Hilton's show, which you see a very different side of Kathy Hilton, but it's like she just came from like planning a wedding, and they were on like a honeymoon for like 7 weeks, and she was around her daughters and being rich.
I love how Teresa just influenced you to say daughters like this now. Daughters.
I'm sorry, I watched New Jersey and I'm activated.
Daughters.
It's great. Her daughters and the wedding, it's like, do you really actually want to be around this drama? And that's why she wanted to stay a friend of, and that's why she wasn't filming before, because she was filming for her daughter's wedding. It's like, this is just play for Kathy Hilton. Like, she doesn't even want to be on there in the first place. Right, like, this is Kyle's moneymaker, honey. This is not. I forgot about Kyle. What side is Kyle on?
But that's what I was literally going to say when you were like, I think the cool side is you did not mention Kyle. But like, I get it, because I feel like she's gonna be on the team with Dorit, which is like somewhere in another country.
The lame side.
Wherever Dorit said she felt like that trip was, like that one time. That's where they
Switzerland or whatever. Like, I can't. I want to know where Kyle's alliances are lying right now and why Lisa flipped the switch. And I truly believe that it's because of the drama with her daughters.
And not only that, but she wants to find out what her husband is doing. She doesn't want people to find out what her husband is doing in that backyard.
My God. If you bring up the yard.
Harry Hamlin is doing something in that fucking backyard. And HGTV needs to get to the bottom of it immediately. Like, we have Discovery Plus. Make it a show. What is in Harry Hamlin's backyard?
What's in your backyard? And literally just trap him into it.
I want to know. Because that would be the first question I would ask, honestly. I don't give a fuck about what Lisa has going on. Yes, it's very sad, but what is in that backyard that you're hiding?
And why do your daughters hate you?
Your daughters? So, but shit is getting real.
That's so much. Well, and then also, so just speaking of Beverly Hills, obviously Queen Garcelle, it all happened when Garcelle unfollowed Erica. And then after Garcelle unfollowed Erica, Sutton in solidarity unfollowed Erica too. So we were wondering what was going on with that. And it might be because of this trip, might be because of something recent, but I don't think that Garcelle's recent interview is going to help her relationship with Erica because she was very blunt and very honest and very real. On The Real recently, they had to discuss the fact that basically what we were talking to you guys about last week. There's $750,000 earrings that Erica has, and Aaron thinks she should keep them. I think
that's why I laughed at the interview the whole time I was watching.
I think she should give them back. What happened is, I think Garcelle clarified that she gave them to a third party until like this investigation is over, and you know she has to see what the deal is. Okay. Who do you think the third party is? Has to be a lawyer, obviously, but just to start some shit.
Maybe her mama.
In Georgia. In Georgia.
Hold the earrings, mom. Maybe in Harry Hamlin's backyard.
Okay, yeah. So she gave them to a third party, but Garcelle was talking about that case, and she was saying that, you know, in good faith, because when Erica comes to her job, which is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she is blinged out. If I was literally trying to prove my innocence, and this lady got on The Real and told everyone I would be that pissed. I was blinged out, I would be pissed.
Because I'm not gonna lie, they kind of like tore her a new asshole.
Well,
and I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve it, but it just did not. Nothing they said helped her case. Nothing Lonnie said, nothing Adrienne Bailon said, because they very much was like, oh, you know, when Garcelle had her birthday party, she came up to us and she started talking to us, and we're like, girl, we don't want no parts of that. Like, and I know that's right. Wow, I get it, but damn.
Okay, but then they also said, which we need to talk to you guys about. We kind of already did. If you've been on our page, Aaron is tapping his wrist right now for you guys because he can't see. That's why I'm laughing. But if you didn't see, we have the clip on our page. And apparently, Erica came up to Lonnie Love, who didn't want nothing to do with that. And Adrienne Bailon, who was on the show, she was explaining why Erica should just give the earrings back just as an act of good faith to show you that, hey, I don't really need these. I have my own money and I didn't know what was going on. So anyways, Lonnie Love explains that at Garcelle's birthday party, Erica comes up and she's like, you know, the people who believe me, they are not this color. And then she's like tapping her hand or her wrist to show the Caucasian color. So basically she's saying it is the people who are darker than her that believe that she is completely innocent. And I get what she was trying to say is that she has support from the people of color and communities of people of color, but that is not a good thing.
And it's not good to tell
everyone else is
two
saying
ladies from a like well-known talk show that shit that, you know, especially Lonnie's ass, she's gonna spill the beans like every time.
Well, not only that, what makes you comfortable enough to come up to two women of color and be like, oh, it's the Black bitches that believe me, or the Hispanic bitches that believe me? Like, why would you feel comfortable saying that the white people don't believe me? Like, why would you? And
Does Erica think
don't
she's
know them
black?
Like that? Yes.
Excuse me? Okay.
Erica Jane.
Yes. You know, when she gets in her mood and she's like, I'm from Georgia. Erica Brashonda Jane. Erica Laquita
Jane. I mean, I can understand she feels.
Jane.
I can understand that she feels like she's down with the people. But
because she got her, okay, you have to understand. I think that she was on Candy's tour, like one time she performed or some shit like that. And then also just like also with being from Georgia and also bonding with Garcelle a little bit before everything went to shit. Right. And also with there was one other thing. Being a Fenty ambassador. So she's like, I'm basically half Black, Right. So I think that she kind of was just like,
she probably had a turkey wing from OLG too and some greens.
Yeah. And it changes her life. And she just got a little bit too comfortable. And it's like, I'm not mad at her about that. But it's just like, girl, that's like the worst thing, because it's basically saying, oh, the communities of color are behind me about something that everyone else thinks that I did. Like, it makes us seem dumb, honestly. Like, if everyone is saying that you did this shit, why highlight the people of color who believe you? And what is that going to do? Because at the end of the day, the police and the investigators that kind
and I
don't
think
even care
it's
about
really
us.
Believing her. I think it's more so just understanding that it was her husband that did it.
Right. Okay.
I think that might be what she's trying to say, because I don't really see anybody that's like hard down like, oh, I believe Erica Jane didn't know anything about it. They're pretty much just stating like, hey, I know it was your husband doing all this shit, and yes, you did reap the benefits from it. Right. But at the end of the day, that won you.
And I get that.
Yeah.
I 100% get that. But it just didn't come off how she wanted it to come off.
Right.
So we went and we posted the clip, and we just wanted to know which one of y'all was out here talking to Erica and telling her that we believe her, because like, don't speak for me, let me speak for myself. And right. we had almost, I need one Native American person to come on and give the consensus. But we had someone from the Black community, we had someone from the Hispanic community, we had someone from the mixed race community, we had someone from the Asian community. Y'all really showed out because it was a hilarious post. Y'all were like, I am from Guatemala, and I would like to say that I do not believe her.
So this is the proof right here.
We did our own research and polls.
I don't know.
Because that's why I love our profile so much, is that we can directly ask y'all, hey, and it was a judgment-free zone. Like, you know, even Erin is the kind of person who's like, okay, it was her husband. Like, let's just put this to rest. Yeah. I get that. And then some people did comment that. But for her to say it was not the white people who believe me, to Lonnie Love and Adrienne Bailon, man.
Just wasn't a smart move.
It just wasn't. It was just...
She could have literally said that to anybody else in the room.
Yeah.
Because you knew they were going to get on the reel. Like, that's the thing that's the first thing that would come to my mind. Like, oh, let me not tell you this is something, because they are literally going to get on the reel the next day and air my shit out. And they weren't even like holding back. Like, they didn't
why
even
would
hold
they?
Back.
Why would they hold back?
Like we were at Garcelle's birthday party, and she came up to us, and I was like,
Exactly. Like, listen, why the hell would they hold back? Because at the end of the day, I understand Garcelle holding back because she has to film with that bitch. But if you're on The Real, and it's a show called The Real, and you went to a party and she came up to you and had the audacity, in the words of Ramona, to be like, it's not the white people that believe me. It's just so funny. It's not that serious, like where I'm like mad, but it's like, I get what you were trying to do, but it was a miss. It was a big miss. A big miss. But anyways, that's what's going down in the BravolebriTEA area. Like, Beverly Hills are really showing their ass, and I can't wait to see the season.
They've been doing the damn thing.
Another person who has been showing their ass is DJ James Kennedy.
He's just making some points. Like, listen.
What points is he making?
I love him.
I would love to.
So here's the thing. I love him getting snarky with Andy. Like, Andy asking him questions, and he's like, oh my God.
Don't come on the show if you don't want to answer them.
He just, he needs some time. He was over them asking dumbass questions.
I get it, but I don't, because he's an idiot, because he literally okay, so Raquel had a party where she was watching the Vanderpump Rules reunion and she was drinking out of penis straws because, a big plot line was that James Kennedy didn't want her to drink out of those straws and be gaudy and have strippers and all that stuff. Like, he was basically being controlling AF, which is insane, because I could definitely see him doing that. But he went online, he's like, oh, I dodged a bullet, so I didn't marry that or whatever. Like, just shading Raquel. And it's like, at the same time, he was already spotted with another woman. Like, so if you're moved on, then why are you mad that she's drinking out of penis straws?
Because James is going to talk his shit all the time. James is going to talk his shit. One thing I did agree with, though, and this is the thing, and you guys know I'm going everything that he said. Find a like what do you mean? What did you disagree to defend James? And here's the thing. He made a valid point when they're like, well, what, you remember the comment that he made about not wanting to be with her if she ever did something to her face and like got a botched job or something. And they were like, well, what if she was in a car accident? Like, they're so fucking dramatic. And I'm just like, he did not mean that. He clearly was talking about like if she just got some work done and like the work went wrong. Like if she just did it and got up one day and was like, hey, let me get some work done. But obviously if she was in a fucking like car accident or a wheelchair, he's like, I would still be with her. But then she's
and
like,
this is the thing. I don't believe that. I believe that if Raquel got hurt, she got into a car accident and scraped her face, or her nose fell off, or a part of her lip got bitten off in a tragic zoo accident, he would absolutely leave her. He would leave her. This is James Kennedy that we're talking about.
You think?
This is like basically Baby Jax.
You think he would leave her? That just did not come to mind.
Because you're a liar and you love him. Let's just be honest.
And then he's like, okay, I know,
because I've already accepted it.
And I love that he like deflects and he's like, and I know Raquel would not be with me. It's like,
right? Like, what are you talking about?
Because she's not with me right now. And that was literally such, I don't know. I got
that
it.
Was also like touche though. Like, she isn't with him.
She's not with her. Like, what can you say? It's certain moments where you just have to let James be James. And this was
and that's why I could never be on that show or be his friend or anything, because the way I'd be eating his ass up, like, it doesn't make any sense. The reunion overall was it. The reunion is good. Like, every Vanderpump reunion is better than the season. Well, since season 7. 7 is when it started going downhill. So every reunion is like really good. I heard that, this Vanderpump might not be coming back. But at the beginning of the season, if I heard that, I would be excited about it. But now that we're at the end of the season and Lala is single, James is single, Brock is literally like a terrible person, like doesn't want to pay his child support, broke AF, riding Sheena's wave, and Sheena's fine with it. I would have to say that.
And the way he just casually said, like, oh yeah, me and my ex got in an altercation and I just slapped her.
And I slapped her.
And I was just like, what? Can we pause there?
Like, you don't like, I understand it was 10 years ago, but at the same time, something as sensitive as that, you can't. I just slapped her.
And I just slapped her. That's it. I didn't spit in her face, but I did slap her. I just slapped her. Just really quick. It's like, does this make it better? Like, I don't understand.
The way he casually says it, and then the way he doesn't want to pay the child support, the way that he's been trying to get everyone to pay for his wedding to Sheena, the way that he just admitted to visa fraud. like casually on camera talking about how he has a business and it's worth the X amount or whatever. He admitted to visa fraud. The way that he basically admitted that he could be marrying Sheena for, you know, the green card, like it's just like this is terrible, but I want to see it happen. It's a terrible car crash that I can't look away from.
And even Andy is just like, I think Andy's just doing what he has to do to get through these parts of the reunion, because it's just like, even with James, he's not even going to go back and forth. But I do feel like he tends to cut the BPR crew a little bit more slack versus when it comes to the other housewives, because if the other housewives acted like how James acted and was like, oh my God, he would have such problems.
Yeah.
He would bitch them out. So I just found that funny. But when it comes to those Tom and Tom, when it comes to those BPR, those Sir boys, he does not have a problem.
Those Caucasians.
And it makes me think. And I'll leave it at that.
You're gonna leave it at a Sarah Jessica Parker. I couldn't help but wonder. I just leave it at ...
You guys fill in the blanks. What do you think happened? Why do you think that is?
I agree. So another point that was brought up was Lala and Randall's breakup. And although I did not really care for Raquel this whole season, I loved her in the reunion. And you know, I'm a Lala apologist. I'm a Lala stan. That's my problematic fave. But when Raquel said, she has like this weird voice and it's like nasally, but it's also like valley. She's like, when I met Lala, I just knew her as the mistress. And I'm just like, oh.
Well, damn, girl.
Damn, girl, you ain't lying.
Raquel cut James loose, and she's like, child.
Let me tell the truth. Because of the day, Lala and James didn't hook up, so I would try Lala every chance that I get. So I don't blame her, you know? Especially now that I'm not with James.
And they're going to hook up again, I have a feeling. So.
I don't think he's man enough for her. I'm sorry. I just don't see
They're going to go hang out with MGK again.
And Megan Fox this time, my girlfriend. She explained that, Lala explaining that when she met Randall, she was told by him that he was separated and that they spent 2 full months together every day. And she never went to his house, and she thought that, you know, it was what it was. And we saw it play out back in season 5. Right. And how she protected him almost through like season 7. She wouldn't even say his name. She'd either be like, oh, I'm single, or I'm dating someone else. Or she was pulling out all these NDAs and all this stuff. You couldn't say his name. And she called him my man. And finally we meet Randall. And he really showed his ass. And I really think that that's a testament of when you launch your man and then he shows his ass immediately after. We've only had him on Vanderpump Rules for 2 seasons.
It's insane too, because it's like you have a baby.
A child, like a little one. So why even do that? Because it's like, what do you want? Now? What more do you want? Why propose and try to get into another marriage if you know that you are low down? You know? Like, it's like you already have 2 daughters. You now have 3 daughters. So you're being a dog, and that shit is
in front of your daughters, like, and it's ridiculous. I know Lala wish she had that new ring. That I will say. Like, I know she's been thinking about it a lot. And I don't blame her.
And that's the thing. It's just like,
imagine looking at your baby though, and your baby's like,
yes, I love that baby.
Like, girl, I love you, but
you ruined my life. Because you also look just like your dad. And that's
how it always works. Every time,
Yep.
you know it's not gonna work out if your child looks exactly like the dad.
Bye. I'm not for the play.
It's true.
I'm not for the play.
Because my mom would tell me that all the time. You look just like your daddy. And then it's like it would get her so angry. Like I've never seen
Yeah, and
that.
I understand that because it's just like,
And she would be
ooh.
like, oh.
It's like I got rid of the man, but now I have them in a mini form. It's like I have to be nice to
Every
this.
time I did something, she would be like, stop looking like your daddy. Like, how am I gonna stop, mama? Maybe I need the face job.
The Renee Graziano face app.
I can't believe you brought that here too. It's been wild, y'all. Like,
okay, but yeah, please go to our Patreon because we had a good old time on Patreon. That is patreon.com/BravolebriTEA. It's Black History Month. Definitely support us, please.
all them tears. Thank you.
Period. So Lala is dating a new guy, and she said that he's built like Superman. And I saw through the grapevine who allegedly she is dating, and he's been hanging around the Vanderpump Rules crew
That was fast.
since like just like James moved on and he was engaged. But since like 2016, he had pictures with the Vanderpump Rules crew. So I'm thinking that she's been introduced to him by someone from the cast.
Something.
And I would really love to see whatever the hell's going on.
Not her double backing.
Listen, she didn't, Randall is not from Vanderpump Rules. Randall is like, she's dating a fine man who is, I think he's in his late 30s, maybe.
Oh, okay.
And he has a nice body, and it's like it looks like someone Lala deserves. Because when you put Randall next to Lala, it was very clear what was going on.
I just hope he is, because these men tend to be shitty, as we can see with
I
Brock.
agree wholeheartedly, but this is the thing. At least when I get played by someone fine, it's like, okay, they were fine as hell. But imagine having a baby by someone that looks like Randall and then find out that you're being cheated on by someone that looks like Randall. And it's like, I might as well went after the fine dude and got cheated on than go after this big Ed looking dude.
I don't want to speak this into the universe, but if you're fine, I could forget. I could be a bit more forgiving.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like if she got cheated on by the dude that looks like this dude that she's dating,
I
it's
would
like,
literally just be like, you know, don't try that again.
Not a warning.
Or allow me
not a finger wag.
Allow me to cheat on you back. Like, I feel like that's fair.
Give me a pass.
With someone just as fine.
Listen, you see, and that's the thing. Fair. It's like Randall was not it, and that's why she locked herself in the room for a week and then left. I get it.
Oh my god!
Because you're not gonna look like that and cheat on me. Sorry.
Do you think that they should have told her though? Because I know she was upset about that. She was like, "You guys should have told me," and they were like,
"Yeah, they definitely should have told her." And they're like, "Oh, you don't want to hear it." I think they all have that friend that it's like their man is cheating on them and they don't want to hear it. But I don't think that it was to the point where it's like if they told her off camera, she wouldn't have believed it. I think if they told her off camera, she would have talked about it. Just don't tell her on camera.
Right.
Because if you tell me on camera, it's like you're trying to get a storyline for you and you're trying to embarrass me. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm going to have a problem with. I don't care what he's doing. Why are you have doing your own, you're doing?
Not you sounded like Maddie in the hot tub. Like, listen.
Well, listen, everyone tells me, like, on Euphoria, when Maddie says certain things, they're like, this is you.
But why are you?
Why are you? That's the one that question.
Said it. Yeah, I said it, but why you?
Yeah. But yeah, Vanderpump Rules. I like to see it come back. We have to give out our MVPs of the season because it's over. I'm going to give MVP to Lala, of course, because at the end of the day, she brought up that mess with Brock real nice. like real nice. And it's actually true, no matter how much, want to make it look like, oh, you should have been looking in your own house instead of mine. I get it. Trust me, I do. But at the same time, just because Lala is going through this does not mean that your man is any better. Because Brock, I do not trust. Period.
At all.
So Lala is my VIP. And is yours, James? Go ahead and quickly tell us why.
This is so humiliating.
It was a time. Okay, maybe it was James. Okay, and here's why. James is very consistent, I feel. And I don't know, I just respect consistency. He's always going to give us the same thing each and every season. He's going to get fired. He's going to lash out. He's going to yell at somebody, call them a stupid bitch. He's going to cry. He's going to apologize. And he's going to do the same thing at the reunion.
But that's predictable.
And then we're going to restart it the next season. And it's very consistent. Like, he's the villain, and he just, like, he loves that. And I don't know,
if you stand that, just stand next to it.
And I also like the fact that he's calling Brock out for his bullshit. Like, he does not like Brock, and I just love that.
Listen, you have your reasons. I like that he's not here for Brock too. I think that was he's a little mean with it. He's a little mean with it. He's like, he calls him dumb. Like, he's very I
also think it's like very funny that Brock takes this, being like 2 times James Kennedy's size.
Yeah, because he's just like, I can literally beat your ass right now, but I won't.
But it's something about him that he doesn't. Like, he just doesn't.
Because, she knows what I saw.
Does James have something on him?
Blah, blah, blah. You know what? That could also be it.
Look at me starting shit.
Yeah, you being a producer, we're putting on our producer's hat, trying to bring them back. Even though we literally, okay, this is the thing though. Y'all have to bring it back, but bring it back with some Black people also. Or at least some Hispanic people, some gay people.
I would even like to see them bring back maybe like, I don't know if Faith would ever come back, but like if they do things the right way.
She said.
And
she said that she would come back and they need to apologize.
Bring her on back and apologize.
Lala has already like apologized to her and they're cool or whatever. So I feel like they should get back cool again and then apologize on camera. And then they all need to come and apologize because they knew what was happening.
Right.
And they still, did what they did. So I would like to see her back. There's this girl that was on The Bachelor that also allegedly works at SUR. I like to see her. She's Black and she's gorgeous and she is she might not be a part of the crew, but a lot of people weren't a part of the crew. Like Charlie has her moments where I'm like, I love her, but then I also just don't care about her storyline.
I don't care. I'm gonna lean more against that. Like,
yeah,
I forget she's there a lot.
Yeah, it's just enough. But yeah, so VIPs of the season, Lala and James, and come back with some Black people, and Lala, James, Sheena, Brock.
And don't attack me, y'all. That's all I asked.
Let the Toms be secondary characters, though, because let them be friends
I'm so sick of their ass.
So
it's ridiculous. And Katie's just as sick.
No,
you know what?
She's not.
You're right.
Tom Schwartz is literally so embarrassing and such a piece of punk ass bitch.
Piece of punk ass bitch. Both of them are.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. And they piss on sweaters and shit. Like, I don't know. I just don't have
like, get them out of here. Get them out of it. But I don't hate them more than I hate Austin and Craig. But that's just for another.
Yeah.
That's for this next portion of the show. So, Summer House. I'm enjoying these episodes. I like that they're back to only going to the Hamptons on the weekend. I forgot that was the original format because I'm just so used to seeing them.
Yeah, I like them moving
in the house. Mm-hmm.
It's a nice change.
And now they can have people like that. They can have people come there. They can have parties. Like it's back to like summer fun. All those things.
Versus let's being on like in quarantine together because that's what the last season gave me. It's like, let's sit in the house for the whole season.
But for them being in the house, that last season was good.
Yeah.
It was because of Hannah. So.
who they did not choose to come back on Watch What Happens Live, by the way. Lindsay.
Zhao, and they are beefing with Sierra. But okay, so who are you? How are you liking the new people? Like, I don't know what Alex is doing. I would like to see more from him. I'm going to give him a chance, though. I'm not going to say that I don't like him. Yeah, I like him.
That much, you know, say he looks really good.
He looks good there, so that's why I'm letting him stay.
I like Maya.
Mm-hmm.
Maya makes sure that kitchen is clean too.
Scrub down,
and that's why I fuck with Maya, because she's like, nobody's gonna go to sleep until this motherfucking kitchen is clean and spotless.
And it was like, I don't know how she even did it, because I couldn't. My kitchen is literally 1/16 of the size.
I would do half and be like, okay, you bitches got the rest, because
I would literally throw the trash away, put the dishes in the sink, and then be like, okay. Wow. Wow.
That was a lot of work. Literally pull out my phone.
That was hours worth. And I would send it in a group chat. Like, I would airdrop it
and
to all of them.
Slow the time down so
I
can do like a time lapse. Like, and it makes it seem like I've been cleaning all day.
It's like, don't wake me up when you guys get up, because I already cleaned. So leave me out of it. But that backyard was horrible.
Mm-hmm. It was. I did, for once, I was like, okay, Amanda, thank you for not moping around. Like, I did enjoy the scene of her like kicking everybody out and making them take a shot before they left. And then the girl was like, what the fuck?
She's like, I'm sober. And she's like, okay, get out. And I'm like, yeah, I like that. Like, get out of here. And then she went to the next place and she's like, okay, bye.
Did she meet her at Urban Outfitters? I feel like she works across from her at the American Eagle, like, and that's how she got at the party.
Or she literally went and bought something from Urban Outfitters and she was her cashier. And she's like, do you want to come to this party?
How are we feeling about Lindsay? Because that's how you get.
I just don't understand. Yeah, like with no transition. I'm here for her kind of like just vibing. I like it. I can tell that I'm gonna start not liking her. But I would like to know, like, it's like she's about to go to Mexico with some random dude, which is like, okay.
That's cool.
Like, interesting. Be safe. That could be okay, you know. But it's just, she talked about her miscarriage, and then she talked about how she's dating, but she didn't say what happened with Jason. Like, she didn't give us any closure on why did they stop talking? When did they stop talking? Is she still talking to him? Like, that was just weird for them not to close that chapter. And it's like, okay, she had a miscarriage, and then now she's going to Mexico with a random dude.
He didn't make her enough.
What do you think about Lindsay?
I just think that she's spiraling. Like, it's like she's not really doing anything, I'd say, but it's just something about her energy that just seems off every episode that I've been watching. And it's not enjoyable. It's been taking me out of the moment a lot, because it's like, as soon as I see her, for some reason, I just get stressed out. And I really
she's spiraling because she had a miscarriage. So that's why I'm willing to give her a pass.
I definitely understand that part, but I feel like maybe she just needs some time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Not even to come to the house.
Because like, you're on a show, and this show is about people like partying and having parties and taking shots in the kitchen and making out in the hot tub. I'm like, is this the energy that you need around you at this time? Because it seems like you need to do some healing. It seems like you have a lot of unclosed doors, a lot of chapters still open that you need to heal from, and maybe this isn't the best space to be in. So that's really what I feel.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I thought that she was like vibing because she was walking around. She like
Mm-hmm.
kissed Alex, and she just walking and drinking and looking
I
good.
feel that, but is it genuine? That's more so what I'm feeling. I'm like, is it?
You think
is
she's
it,
like putting on her front because
I think
she
she's
is
hurt.
hurt
I
on the
think
inside?
she's when you're emotionally hurt, you get drunk, you kind of act out a little bit, you do things that you wouldn't normally do, and it just seems like Lindsay is very spontaneous, but it just seems like this isn't it.
She's trying to numb herself,
right?
Is what you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
So I pray for her, and I hope that she heals and does well. But I just think her energy is just off. And it's not like I dislike her. It's
no,
you can
yeah.
just tell. I could just tell when some shit's not right.
That's a good point.
That's just what it seems.
That is definitely a good point. Okay, so how do we feel about the whole? Okay, one, I'm glad that Austin didn't come because I want to see the spark between Sierra and Carl, but we know that it doesn't work out because Carl is with Lindsay now, and I think that Austin's going to hook up with Lindsay, so that's going to piss me off. But are you glad that Austin didn't come along with Craig?
Yeah.
Okay, and then with Craig, because I don't want to spend enough.
See that.
Yeah, like I want Paige with Andrea. Andrea is gorgeous.
Me too.
Andrea treats a woman like a woman.
But Paige is just like,
I don't understand why she wants this like literal blob.
But she has a soft spot for him, I feel.
Why?
I feel like she still has one. For Andrea.
Oh, you mean for Andrea? Okay, yeah. Yeah. She does. And that's why I wish that Craig stayed away. But then at the same time, it's like she's finding out that Craig is hooking up with Kristen Cavallari from the Hills, right?
That's very random.
Is it Laguna Beach or the Hills? Right? Which one is she from? The Hills or Laguna Beach?
Hills. That's the Hills.
The Hills, yeah. So why are you surprised? Because I will say that they have an open thing going on. They're not in a relationship. So why are you feeling upset about him hooking up with Kristen Cavallari if you're talking about how you're dating Andrea and also dating?
I think maybe she might have felt a bit insecure because she's like one of those girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like she's just like a newbie that they're just like hanging out and making out. Like, she's established. She's been on TV before her. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like it's almost like, oh,
like you're with the real reality TV girls, right. the ones that have a brand, okay?
Mm-hmm. And I'm here on Summer House, and it's cute,
but it's not the Hills.
Yeah,
let's be clear.
I would feel away. I'm not gonna lie, especially finding out in the house, like, and nothing's worse than finding out while you're doing your dirt.
That's what I was about to say. Like, she's literally like also talking to Andrea and
she feels like she's big pimping,
braggadocious about it. That she's like, this is what 29 is. It's talking to two cute boys and blah 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 blah.
But when she heard that shit about Kristen Cavallari, that
she wants to cry in the car
to the real world. This shit brought her back down to earth.
It's ironic because while I am definitely judging her because I'm never on Craig's side, I don't think that he is wrong because she was saying that they're not exclusive and you are literally not even just dating Andrea, but you're living in the house with him over a weekend. But I will say I would do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I'll admit that.
Because like, what else are you going to do?
I can't lie. I wouldn't be fine with that.
It's fine.
It's like I can talk to two people at the same time. But you cannot. Right. Like, I am single, but you are in a relationship with me. Very much that.
And I wish that's how things work. Like, God, I feel like Sutton. Just give me a bone. Like, I wish that's how things really work.
Pray to God every day. It's just like, throw me up.
It's unfortunate, though, that it's not like that.
Yeah, now I'm in my feelings.
It makes me a little sad.
Yeah, and on that note, I think we're gonna end it.
Listen.
Because so we have a pot stir, you
Yeah,
already
so
answered it.
yeah,
So you just got to tell us.
I'll just ask y'all again. So you know how we said VPR could possibly be canceled. Do you think there's hope for VPR? Like, should it return? What do y'all think?
Right.
Let us know in the comments, when we post our episode guide. And
that's it.
We're in our feelings right now. So
yeah. So pray for us. And also, we love you.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.